pal for all things health, diet, fitness, and happy living. How are you today? I'm doing fabulous here in beautiful, sunny South Carolina. Well, today I thought, because I haven't cooked with you in a while, I came across this really cool dish. It's more like a soup for detoxification. And if you want to drop weight fast, do this for 2 weeks. I'm serious. And it's got all great stuff in it. Chicken broth, diced tomatoes. I always use no salt added. Organic olive oil. Also, when you're choosing an olive oil, I've been doing a lot of research on this lately. I'm going to do another video on it. Spain, like Morocco, the best olive oils in the world. Okay, they have a lot of them. There's another one I use called Atlas. You can buy that right on Amazon. And you always want to get first cold pressed. Okay, if it just says cold pressed, you don't want that. You want first cold pressed. And you always want olive oil in a bottle, okay? Not plastic. Remember we talked about plastic and the toxins. So we also have celery, cabbage, which I'm not a huge fan, but in this soup it's really good. And tomato, onion, 2 peppers. I like to use different colors because they have a little different flavor, a little sweeter than regular green bell. Little lemon juice, carrots, and a whole lot of seasoning. And garlic, of course. You know, I use garlic in everything. I'm Califano. My husband's Italian. We basically use it as cologne. So anyway, why don't we chop our stuff first, okay? So the first thing we're gonna do, let me get this out of the way. And I'm gonna move all you guys. And one by one, we're gonna chop. Now, I'm a terrible chopper. Excellent shopper, terrible chopper. So I'm gonna do the best I can. So the carrots, they basically just want them, I don't know if they want them, I could just do them sliced, I guess. Yeah, why not? So I'm just slice them kind of thin so they cook down rather fast and easily. Okay. Obviously, I'm not a professional chef. You can see this by my cutting techniques. But just cut them into nice little pieces. I'm going to chop them up a little more also once I get them all cut. I'm very hard. My husband always says you're very hard on the knife. Go easier on the blade. I'm like, I don't know how. He's a better chef than me, believe it or not. So. And if you watched my earlier video, luckily I got my shot in the elbow because I can actually chop now, where before I could barely make a fist. So it's obviously much, much better. So that's our carrots. They were pre-washed, as were my hands. So I'm just going to put them aside so we have them. Clear my cutting board, get all the junk off. And let's do some celery. And I'll be honest with you, I have never cut a head of cabbage, so we will have to see how this works. I like to do these all together if I can. Okay, so we have 2 carrots, 2 celery, 3 celery. Forgotten how to count. So I'm just gonna, I usually use, I do have a chopper from Pampered Chef, which I absolutely love. And I just thought it would be really noisy for the video. I'll just chop quickly with a knife. Not to bore you. Celery, by the way, is a phenomenal cleansing vegetable. Mostly water. It's also a great thing to snack on if you are dieting and you're hungry, because it's like there are less calories. It takes more calories to chew them than it does to eat them. Does that make sense? So they have less calories, so you're actually burning more calories eating celery than you are taking in calories. It's all right. My husband's home. He's afraid to make noise. I'm making the cabbage soup. Say hi. Just say hi. Hi. Yes, I'm on recording. Okay, so that's the celery. He's being shy. It's okay. I'll talk to you in a minute. So, here's the celery. Okay, now 2 peppers. I found a very easy way to chop peppers up. Actually, I think I learned it from Rachel Ray, who I think is a fantastic chef. I love watching her show. Maybe I'll meet her one day. So you pull out all the guts, right? I like to pull off all the white stuff too. I don't like that, and all the seeds. So then what I do is I cut the other end off too. Not a lot, because you don't want to waste the pepper. Peppers are expensive, all right? Very, very good for you though. High in antioxidants, fabulous vegetables, and they add a lot of flavor. So I just make a notch, and I cut around. And then I can chop. Okay. Get rid of all the junk. It's a very aromatic pepper. It smells really good. So they also call this, this is considered a bariatric soup. So because it really cleans you out, but in a good way. So if you're doing this diet, you can do it safely for 2 weeks and just eat nothing but soup. After that, of course, you need more nutrition in this. But it's definitely a great way to detox, which I absolutely love it. So I guess you know what I'll be eating the next 2 weeks. Because spring training is coming. It's time to shred. Here comes, summer comes on early here, so I gotta be ready. And the older I get, which I just had a birthday last week, and turned 59. Big number, but it's just a number, right? So, chop this guy up, same way I did the other one. And it's terrible with a knife, but who cares? It comes out tasting the same. Gotta start somewhere. I don't like that part. All right, then we just chop her up. Don't worry, this isn't dinner, honey. It's like, thank God. Speaking of bariatric soup, my husband just had to go to the gastroenterologist because he's due for, which I'm sure he's thrilled about, a colonoscopy, which you should be doing by the time you're 50. And I think now they're saying every 5 years, not every 10, but I think 5's a little excessive, except if you have family history, of course. All right, so we got that. The onion and the garlic we're gonna cook first. We're gonna saute that in the pan. So the lemon I don't need just yet. So let me at least cut the onion, and we'll get that going. Well, this is how I cut an onion, which is probably extremely incorrect, but it works for me. Ordinarily, I would chop this with the Pampered Chef, but today I'm trying to hone my knife skills a little bit. This doesn't seem to be working. All right, okay. So we got a little seeds right here. I'm not sure you do that with the blade side. So like I said before, 3 celery, 2 carrots, 1 head of cabbage, 1 onion, 2 celery. We'll put some lemon in there. Again, of diced tomatoes. Clearly I'm a whole food shopper. I love Whole Foods because they're whole foods. And believe it or not, here in Somerville, South Carolina, they're actually cheaper than Publix is, which is sad to say. Publix, you need to get your prices down because you're ridiculous. I'll tell you who else is too. Lowe's. Lowe's Food, if you've ever been there. I'm calling you a Harris Teeter. Calling them out too. Way too expensive. I stopped in just for a container of coconut milk. The So brand, you know, non-dairy. And $5.08 for that. I'm like, are you kidding? That prices aren't that bad in New York. Ridiculous. Well, hopefully things will be getting straightened out around here pretty soon. All right. Oh, this is a strong onion and it's starting to kill me. Okay. Woo. Okay. So honestly, I'm going to go stick this in the pot quickly just to get it out of my face. So I can cut my cabbage. No, I'm not crying. I'm crying about $5 for coconut milk. Hang on. I'm back. Oh, it's my first time cooking for you in my new kitchen, too. All right, so cabbage. Let's see if I can do this. So I really have to cut the bottom off. All right, and then you just kind of, I'm going to shred. They say just to shred the cabbage. If I can cut the cabbage. Ugh, there we go. All right. Cut around that middle part. I apologize to all you Irish because you all know how to cook this, and I do not. Never really been a fan, but in the soup it's delicious. So obviously I don't have corned beef on St. Patrick's Day, the day that everybody's Irish. But then I don't really like corned beef, so I don't know what to eat on that day. All right, so I'm just gonna, when you cut it, it just kind of shreds itself, which is great. This is my garbage pile. Oh, woo! I can still smell that onion from here, and the stove is all the way over there. Oh, man. Some of them really get you. Somebody once told me to put a piece of bread in my mouth. I guess maybe it absorbs the fumes as they come up from the onion. It's never actually worked for me. But hey, I'll try anything once. Okay, so there's a lot of cabbage. So this soup is filling and it is nutritious. Oh, excuse me. My husband says I should be a hibachi chef, which is like the way I chop things up. Like I said, it doesn't have to be pretty, it's just gotta be chopped. Don't mock me. Okay, so these pieces are like, I don't like to waste either, but it's funny, we have ducks outside. Ducks are everywhere. They roam my property. So I always try to give them, because they love vegetables of any kind. So I'll give them some, especially the cabbage, they'll eat that. They're cute. My favorite one is, I named him Milton. He's a big guy. All right, so now that everything is chopped up and prepped, my hands are thoroughly filthy, we're gonna go to the stove. I'm gonna throw this all in. Be right back. Okay, so here we are at the cooking part. So I've already put the onions and the garlic into the pot with olive oil. Okay, 1 tablespoon of olive oil is good. I put a little bit more. I want to give you, on a side note, I also want to tell you that there's no reason to buy organic onions or garlic because pests don't like them. So they won't eat them. So you don't need pesticides for them. So they don't use pesticides on them. So there's no reason you can use regular. Save some money. Okay, so we got this stuff. I started this a little ahead of time. It takes a little bit to soften up those onions. Okay? Now that we have this in the pot, we're going to dump the rest of the veggies in. I'm so happy my neighbor let his dog out. Can you hear him in the background? Hopefully you just hear the sizzling onions. All right, so these are cooked down pretty well. So now we're going to put all the other vegetables in, okay? We're going to dump the carrots, the celery, and peppers in. We're also going to dump in the diced tomatoes with the juice. Don't drain it. Okay. There we go. I'm going to turn this down just a touch. I'm getting some smoke here, which I do not want. Okay, let's turn that down. There we go. There we go. All right, so all of that is in. Now, we also need 6 cups of chicken broth, okay? This actually calls for vegetable broth. I don't have it in the house. But especially if you're vegetarian, yes, you can use vegetable broth. I just feel like the chicken gives it a little more flavor. I always use low sodium because if you look at a package of chicken broth, it's usually 400 to 600 milligrams of sodium, okay, which is absolutely ridiculous. It's not necessary. You can salt your food to taste, all right? Don't have somebody do it for you. So I know this is 4 cups in here. I've had to buy different brands. It's been very hard to find them. Whole Foods has been sold out. Which honestly, broth is cheaper in other places. Okay, so we got this one. I'll do 2 cups of this. Also chicken broth. This is actually chicken stock because I couldn't get broth, which will give it a little more flavor, and that's fine. And very aromatic. It's really good. Okay, so we got that now. So also the garlic I used, because I was in rush, so I used that. Normally I use fresh garlic, but I guess for video's sake I used that. Okay, so we've got all that in, and now we're going to put in the thyme and the turmeric. You can omit the turmeric if you're not into that. The turmeric is a wonderful anti-inflammatory for the body. So we need, let's see how much thyme we need. Never enough time, right? All right, so we need 1 teaspoon thyme. Sprinkle that around. We need half a teaspoon of turmeric. Turmeric is very powerful. You'll know if you ever get it on your hands, it's very hard to get off. So I try not to touch it. All right. Biggest spice of India. That whole country can't be wrong. Okay, we'll do a half of that. Also excellent cleansing properties. I take turmeric twice a day. All right, and then we need half teaspoon black pepper. So I don't want to put this back in there after it's been in the turmeric. Clean it off. All right, half teaspoon black pepper. Pepper and peppers are also great for burning fat. A lot of times they combine black pepper with turmeric supplement, because it's more absorbable with the black pepper added. Okay, and then as far as salt, I do to taste, and I think I've told you before, Celtic sea salt. This is the best. Okay, you can find it on Amazon. It's not cheap, but it lasts a long time, especially if you're not a big salty. So I'm just going to use this, just a little bit. I should use a little more than that. And I'll taste it again after it's cooked down. Come on, where are we? There we go. Just a little bit, since we didn't have really salt anywhere else. I think that's it. So we're going to bring the soup to a boil, okay? I'm just going to turn it up. Turn it. Don't let it burn. Okay. Off this new stove. That's good. Now the parsley I usually save for the end. It's just to garnish, a little added flavor, so I'm not going to put that in right now. So right now, I'm going to bring this to a boil. I'm going to put the lid on it for a second, okay? And I think that's all we have to put in. So once it boils, which I'll leave it alone so it can, we're going to let simmer 30-40 minutes till everything's tender. And then if you want like a little brighter taste on the end of it, they also call for lemon juice, which I do after the fact also. Okay, so we're gonna let this boil. We're gonna let it simmer and I'll show you the finished product. Okay, be back. Hey guys, so it's done. We simmered for about 40 minutes. I may do it a little longer, only because the cabbage is still a little stiff, but let's take a bowl out and see what it looks like. So if you can stomach this for 2 weeks, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, this will clean you out. Looks yummy. I just garnish with a little parsley. And there we go. Try it. Let me know. Comment if you love it, if you hate it, if it works, if you do the full 2 weeks. It's great. But let me know. Hit the button, subscribe. There'll be plenty more. Love ya. See you later.